maybe the muffins would taste better than they looked.
Oh, dear. Oh, I'm a terrible cook. I must not have a creative bone in my body.
George was confused. They had the right tools. Why didn't the muffins turn out?
I have nothing for the bake sale. Oh, I'll have to buy some cookies at Pisghetti's.
Perhaps Chef Pisghetti would know what went wrong with the muffins.
I will make you a favorite dish of my grandmother. Timballo del Gattapardo, Sicilian pie. Let me just check the recipe and I will begin.
Recipe?
What?
Okay.
The chef used a recipe?
Would you two like to help me prepare?
Maybe we should just go get some hamburgers.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Prepare? Well, isn't cooking just throwing things together? Getting creative?
Perhaps once you've memorized your recipe, but until then you must follow it precisely. You know, like a formula.
Formula?
Well, it tells you exactly what to put in the dish, how to measure it, how long to cook it, everything.
Well, that sounds like science.
No. Like this.
Oh, I see. Thanks a million.
So that's what that thing was for.
I think this is my best timballo ever. Thanks to my new assistants.
Torta di caroti. Oh, that sounds good. Whatever it is.
Mwah! Carrot cake.
George and the professor had the same thought at the same time.
Bake sale.
The kitchen is yours.
Maybe we should just go pick up donuts.
Yeah, donuts. Yeah, that sounds good.
Now we're talking.
Great cake.
That sure looks good.
Professor Wiseman made it.
Oh, uh-huh. Wow, look at that cake.
We made two. One for the bake sale and one for Rescue Squad 86. I want to try some of these formulas. I mean recipes. They seem so easy now, like gene splitting.
Now that George knew all about cooking, he didn't need to ask the chef about the failed muffins. All George wanted to do was move one little fish. Well, now 6. George looked at Bill's diagram. Now, Bill said gates were the key to moving something from one water level to another. Without gates, the water comes in too fast. One gate blocked the water, but it also blocked the fish. But with a second gate behind the fish, the water stayed still and the fish swam home.
Swab the deck and lay it on thick.
Way-o me hearties, way-o. Tonight you'll get a cinnamon stick. Way-o me hearties, way-o.
Now, George just had to get the fish into his canal. No matter how exciting he made it look, the fish wouldn't go. If only he had some sort of fish treat to lure them in.
It's been a year since we took to the sea. Way-o me hearties, way-o. No use
Maybe fish like cheese sandwiches as much as little monkeys.
Job well done, I must say. Let's get in the canoe and see how it looks from the lake.
Great.
Oh, well, you already ate your lunch, huh?
No, when did I eat my lunch?
Eve!
Oh!
Say, did you, take the paddles?
Huh.
I always leave them on the seat.
I don't know. Listen, something very peculiar is going on around here.
You're telling me.
Believe me, I am normally a very organized and unforgetful man. I should have known.
Looks like I'm the forgetful one. I forgot how much mischief a monkey can make. Well, what have we here?
It looks like a fish canal.
You are some smart monkey.
I'm back! And we saved Sally's tooth. Did you save the fish?
George had saved 5 fish.
Wow, that's great, George. Wait, the lonely fish is still there. You know, I think we should just chase him.
Nice job, everyone.
Well, we've accomplished quite a bit today. A fish rescue and a dock repair. Only one thing left to do.
Go swimming!
Last one in is a rotten fish egg.
Gotcha. So, how did obedience training go, George? Wow, I bet she'd do anything for one of these biscuits.
Would Charky really do anything?
Hey!
The next morning, Charky did everything perfectly, thanks to George and the biscuits.
Hi, George. I'm back from the concert. How's Charky doing? George, you did it! Who says you can't teach a new dog old tricks? Thanks, Charky.
40 seconds. Excellent. And now our final student. This should be interesting. 5 seconds.
The dog biscuits were all gone. What was George going to do?
Oh no, I can't look.
A tennis ball? Maybe that would work.
"20 seconds.
Oh, that's my puppy.
3, 4, 5 seconds. I don't believe it.
Only 2 more obstacles to go. Nothing could go wrong now.
Yay, George! Yay, Charky!
40 seconds.
Oh no, pigeons. George couldn't compete with pigeons. Unless...
You did it! You finished the course! Good girl! Good girl! Do you think she was fast enough?
Charky, I have no choice but to award you this diploma. You are now officially obedient. 59.9 seconds. Your techniques were rather unusual, George, but perfectly acceptable. Good work.
That's my Charky. So obedient. How could anyone think otherwise?
Good thing Charky never got tired of chasing her toys. With all these boxes, how would George ever find the right one? George picked out all the boxes that looked like his. But which box was his? They all look the same. What else was special about his box? The smell. If anything could find the right box, it was Charky's nose.
George. Wow. Thanks for straightening out all my boxes. You need a lift? Hop on. After all, I'm a delivery man. Have a nice day.
Hi, George. Did my package arrive?
George was proud to give Aunt Margaret her package, safe and sound.
Well, I see you took good care of it. Thank you. Oh, easy, girl. After I left, I remembered what was in this box. You didn't have to protect this one from Charky. These are the new dog toys I ordered for her.
This was the greatest ending to the greatest game Charky had ever played. All thanks to George.
I didn't even hear that car drive up.
That's because solar-powered engines are quiet. Bye.
Thanks, George. 5 o'clock. If I put it in the oven right now, it'll be ready in plenty of time. Hey, while it cooks, we have time to play. Oh, another blackout. George, the oven's electric. My lasagna won't cook. I'd better warn Professor Wiseman we may be late. Or worse, lasagna-less. Where did I leave it now? There's no way on earth to cook without power. George, that reflected sun is hot. That reflected sun is hot! George, you may be a genius! A pizza box keeps pizza warm, so it'll hold the heat. A hole to let the sun in. Glue on some plastic wrap to keep the heat from getting out again. And shiny aluminum foil to direct the sun's heat into the box. Fantastic! Angle it so the sun hits the lasagna. If the power comes back on, we can put it in the oven. But if it doesn't, I think it'll cook.
Hours later, guests arrived at the museum, which was the only building in the whole city with electricity.
How do you have lights and air conditioning? The whole city is without electricity.
Oh, the museum is now solar-powered. Blackouts can't affect us.
I'm sorry. Our power has been out all afternoon. I couldn't make dessert.
I know. Poor Dr. Levitt won't have her favorite birthday things. Excuse me, Chef. Monkey finger. It's hot. It's cooked?
We made a solar cooker. Thank George. And the sun.
Oh, thank you. Nothing could make this birthday more special than a solar lasagna.
That was nice of you to teach him to drive the solar car.
I thought you taught him.
George! 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 Come back with that expensive piece of car!
On sunny, snowy days,
No!
George usually got up bright and early. But this day, he discovered that Bill had gotten up even brighter and earlier.
Hey, George! Snow blocks. I'm building a house out of snow, although the correct term is igloo. Yep. I'm trying to earn my Sprout badge in winter camping. And to do that, I have to build an igloo and sleep in it overnight.
Ooh.
Suddenly, that was exactly what George wanted to do. Build an igloo and sleep in it, just like Bill.
You want to help me? And sleep in the igloo too? Why not? Let's get started. George, that's not the proper technique. Guess I better show you. City kids probably don't know much about non-mortar construction. See, the first thing you do is mark a circle in the snow. That's your foundation. Then you take the biggest blocks and fit them together like this.
Bill showed George how to build up the igloo walls block by block, making sure that the top layer overlapped the bottom.
Yep, and when we're all done, we can just smooth out the inside.
As they built it up, the igloo started to look like a volleyball cut in half.
See? We keep shaping these blocks and put them all the way around until there's just a small hole left in the center. And we fill that with a large block called a keystone. You have to cram it in so it'll hold the walls in place. Now, I'll just make a few air holes. And once we fill all these cracks with snow, it'll stay pretty warm. Yep, we're done. Let's go check it out.
George was so excited. He had never been in an igloo before. The inside of the igloo was smaller than George thought. He had wanted a fun igloo. One that was big enough for a bed and a tuba and his friends. Sort of like his room, only better.
You want to build your own igloo? Sure, I wish I could help you, but I gotta fill up these cracks and then do my chores.
So George started on his second igloo of the day, with help from the man with the yellow cap. But this time, he built it wider and taller and brought in some furniture.
Wow, good window. Are you sure you want to spend the night in here, George? Okie doke. I guess it's time to make the cocoa.
Hey, George. How's it? Whoa! This is huge! You put a bed in here? And a sofa? Oh. Wow. The only thing is, it might get cold at night. The bigger the igloo, the colder it gets.
George wasn't worried. He figured he'd just wear his coat to bed. Today was a busy day at George's apartment. Professor Wiseman was coming to dinner, and the man with the yellow hat wanted everything to be just right.
I have an idea. Why don't I finish getting the apartment ready and you go to the store? Great. Let's make a list. Okay, I need carrots for my famous carrot cake. Cucumbers for my famous cucumber soup. And apples for my famous bowl of apples. Here's a bag and some money, George, and have fun. Bye-bye.
When George got to their favorite store, it was closed. The grocer was on his annual fishing trip.
Welcome to Hua Mai Grocery and Takeout. It's our grand opening.
Our first customer. We are selling Vietnamese food. Please, try a sample. Cha yo. It's a spring roll.
Come on in and... Clean up on aisle 3.
George thought the food looked delicious, and the store looked beautiful. But the fruits and vegetables looked different somehow. This was green and long and bumpy. Must be a cucumber. Next on the list, red round apples. Now this looked like an apple. Now all George needed to find were the carrots. Were these carrots? George didn't know for sure, but they looked like carrots and were bunched up like carrots.
Customer number 1. You ready? Let's see. You have a kokwa, some fat too, and a few taklu. Very good choices. Here you are. Thank you very much. How was school today, Mai?
Great, Dad. But who was that?
Our very first customer.
Our first customer was a monkey? Cool.
Oh, great. Did you find everything? Oh. But this is a pomegranate, George, not an apple.
Huh?
Yes, and I don't know what these other things are. Thanks, George.
George decided that this time he'd ask for help.
You're back. Hi. My name's Mai. Can I help you? Fatu, taklu, and kogwa. Yum! But didn't you just buy these? Is that an alligator? I'm sorry. I can't read this.
In spring, good gardeners can't wait to get things growing.
Need any more help? Okay. I have to go help Professor Wiseman design her new terrarium. Bye, George.
George had his seed system set. First he dug a hole, then he planted some seeds, then he covered the hole. Compass had a seed system too, but he didn't plant seeds. He ate them. He thought it was awfully nice of George to put out a pigeon buffet. Compass thought this restaurant had weird rules. Maybe they weren't supposed to eat the seeds until George was finished. Or maybe you weren't supposed to eat while George was around. George wished there were two of him. And then he remembered. Farmer Rankins protected his garden from the birds with a scarecrow. So George decided to make a scarecrow too. Only, it wasn't very scary. Maybe the birds were only scared away when something was moving. That was it. But how could he get it to move? He also needed more seeds. Seeds were easy. Making a scarecrow move was hard.
I heard a guy named Quixote opened a new bakery up ahead. Hungry?
It was the biggest pinwheel George had ever seen.
Pretty neat, huh? It's a windmill.
Ooh. Yup. It grinds my grain for me. Let me show you how it works. When the wind blows, it pushes the sails. just like wind pushes a sailboat along the water. But since sails are attached to the mill, instead of moving forward, they spin around.
Ooh. Wow!
George's friend Allie really flipped for flips, even when she wasn't doing the flipping.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
The annual gymnastic tournament was right up Allie's alley.
Next year, that's gonna be me. Here comes another one.
The gymnastic tournament was for gymnasts of all ages. There were girl gymnasts and boy gymnasts and a bug gymnast?
Next up is that bundle of dynamite. George? On the floor, Matt. Well, I mean the balance beam. Well, I guess I mean the uneven parallel bars. Or do I? I mean, George, on the rings there. Yeah, I give up.
You!
He didn't mean to disrupt things.
You are a natural-born gymnast. You've got to come to my gymnastics class.
You teach gymnastics? I want to come too.
Me too.
Really?
Do you know how strong your arms have to be to do gymnastics? Imagine how far a guy could throw a newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic! See you at the community center tomorrow for an introduction to the class. 3 o'clock.
See ya! Oh, I bet we'll be tumbling in no time.
Cool. Look at all this gym equipment.
But before you can tumble, you have to stretch.
Stretching is one of the 3 S's of gymnastics.
Ow! Stretching. S number 1.
And stretch and stretch.
I got it. I guess stretched muscles are more bendy.
And walking on a balance beam was tricky too.
Oops.
Find a spot to focus on. If you stare at something still, it helps you be still too.
I'm doing it.
So, when do we start with these puppies?
Go ahead. Give it a try. The rings take a lot of strength. We'll work our way up to it. You can practice with a bench until your back, arms, and chest are strong enough to pull you up. This is a good time to talk about our other 2 S's. Safety and supervision. You should always have someone spotting you.
It was George's first spring day back in the country. And already, he was starring in a movie.
Hiya, Mr. Rankins.
Hi, Bill. George.
Okay, George. You go in first and see if there are any baby ducks running around. I'll follow with my camcorder. This will make a great scene for my science project about baby animals. This is Bill, bringing you baby ducks, live from the Rankins bar. Hey! We're in luck. The ducklings haven't hatched yet. They're still inside their eggs. Sure, George. Look. You and me and other mammals come into the world as babies. But birds, ducks for example, come as eggs. Yep, Dumpling's babies will hatch from these eggs, as long as she sits on them to keep them warm. Sprouts on her, George. If she doesn't sit on them, they'll get cold and never hatch. Oh, my battery died. I'll have to get another one. Don't let the eggs hatch without me, okay?
Where was Dumpling going? She was supposed to be keeping her eggs warm. The eggs were still warm, but if Dumpling didn't come back soon... George decided that if Dumpling wasn't going to sit on her eggs, he'd have to do it. Carefully. Well, sitting on a nest, hatching eggs, is actually pretty boring.
Thanks for loaning me a battery, sir.
No problem. I think that's great you're filming a duck hatching. No!
This I've got to get on tape. Bill here, bringing you a first. A city kid sitting on a nest of duck eggs.
George, why are you sitting on a nest of duck eggs?
It looks like he's trying to keep Dumpling's eggs warm.
Wow!
I don't believe it. A duck is hatching right before my very eyes. On camera.
Mr. and Mrs. Rankins, you don't want to miss this. Your ducks are hatching.
We'll be right there.
Make running fun. It just might work.
You want to show me something, George? Okay, let's go. Oh, is this a Ferris wheel? Okay. I've never been on one of these before. What an amazing view! Hey, look! There's the museum! I can see my window. It looks so small from here.
The professor had so much fun on the Ferris wheel that George took her to all his favorite places. The day the professor outran him, George knew she was ready for the race.
Oh, I never knew running would make me feel this good. I have so much energy now. Thank you, George. For the Ferris wheel, for the balloons, for teaching me that running is fun.
Good evening, Professor.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm running in that race tomorrow. Will you be there?
We wouldn't miss it for the world.
On race day, George couldn't believe how many people showed up.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, no! I forgot my water. Oh, thanks. So, you really think I can do this?
Go, Professor Wiseman! Go, Professor Wiseman! Sis boom ba! Sis boom ba!
Runners, take your marks.
The race was on. The professor seemed to be doing everything right. She ran at a steady pace. And there she was drinking water. So far, so good. George wanted to see the professor cross the finish line, so he made sure to get a good spot.
Do you see her? I don't see her. She looks tired. Oh no, something's wrong. Maybe she got a Charlie horse.
Huh?
That's a cramp in your leg, George, and they can be very painful.
Ooh. Hi there. I thought it'd be fun if my personal trainer finished the race with me.
Huh?
I did it! I actually ran a race. I got a medal for finishing, and the race was a huge success. We raised enough money for our trip to Oman.
Oh, that's terrific.
And I found out who those anonymous donors were. Apparently, they thought I needed to work a little less and have fun a little more.
That's right, because all work and no play
is a crummy way to spend your day.
To thank you for helping me learn that lesson, I want you to have my medal.
May as well not let them go to waste.
If Gnocchi's eating cat food, she's not sick. What could it be? What will we do without ravioli? Uh-oh. I think I'm allergic to something in here. Yeah, I have an allergy. It's when your body overreacts to something like food or a plant or flowers. Some types of flowers can make some people sneeze and cough. Well, not you. Some people don't have any allergies, and some have a lot.
Huh?
I have to move these away from me, or I won't be able to breathe at all.
That seemed familiar, but George couldn't remember why.
Some nice tangy antipasto for you.
Kind of bland.
George knew the tangy eggplant wasn't bland.
Oh, it's the stuffed up nose. Without a good sense of smell, everything tastes boring.
Here's your dinner.
Oh, thank Oh.
But for the past few days, she likes nothing.
No. No chewing under the flowers today.
George?
George had the answer.
Of course, you can take the flowers home if you like them.
Well, that didn't work.
George, what are you doing in here? What are you...
George, I think he's allergic. You shouldn't... Your cat is allergic to certain flowers. Here is a list.
Oh.
Really? But she tries to eat them. Don't let her. Here's my bill. So, George's theory was right.
And a lot cheaper.
For an important call.
Calling George. I have the most amazing, exciting thing to tell you. Can you come over? Oh, right, we're in bed. Okay then, meet me at the clubhouse tomorrow, right away, and don't forget. Bye!
The next morning, George raced to the clubhouse.
Hey! Hiya, George. Are you ready to hear this? Are you ready? It's kind of unbelievable, and I don't think you'll even believe it. So are you ready? Okay. I am going to kindergarten! Huh? Kindergarten is where you go when you're big, and you need to learn stuff like how to write your name and 8 plus 2. Ah! And I want you to come with me to get all of my school tools. So can you come? Can you come?
It was a good thing George went shopping with Allie, because she needed a monkey's eye.
Okay, which backpack? The lion, the witch, or the warthog? Yeah, that's the one I wanted too, because it holds the most stuff. See, in kindergarten, you need exactly 3 rulers and a cowboy belt, and binoculars, and pipe cleaners.
Wow, kindergarten sure sounded like fun. Where else would you need 3 rulers and a cowboy belt?
Guess what? These are 2 for 1. Ooh. Would you like a backpack, George?
next day, George wondered how Allie was doing in kindergarten.
George! Kindergarten was great. And guess what? I told my teacher I was best friends with a monkey, and she said you could come to school with me tomorrow. Yeah, you'll be our official guest monkey.
Here's your lunch, your snack, and just for luck, a brand new yellow pencil.
Wow, a school tool.
Have fun. Be a good little guest monkey.
George discovered that just going to school was exciting. First, there was waiting for the bus. Then there was being on the bus. And then there was getting off the bus.
This is it, George. Kindergarten. Ooh,
Hi, Allie. And you must be George. All right, class. Time to take your seats.